And now our last presenter, Joe Beal, will talk about Tellico Community Foundation.
Hard act to follow, isn't it? Just want you to know the Tellico Community Foundation believes in the library, and in the last year we have made 2 grants to the library. One was to upgrade the computing capability of the library, but we also, like many of you, came to the aid of the library during its disastrous rebuild, so we're grateful. And Becky's already ticked off a couple of ideas for us to support in the coming year. That literary backpack for children and the little library houses might tick a few boxes with us, so keep us in mind when you need some funding for that. Background on the Tellico Community Foundation: it started near the end of 2016. A bunch of us were thinking about how best we could serve our community. One of the roles that I have in the community is I'm also a firefighter and first responder, and coming into many houses, it became evident that there are a number of seniors, obviously, in the community and many people in need, and so we felt like was there something we could do together throughout the community, through a community of donors, if you will, to serve Tellico Village, Loudoun County, and Monroe County. And eventually it turned into an affiliated fund of the East Tennessee Foundation. We became an affiliated fund simply because we recognized that we could act as a full-fledged foundation in receiving funds and granting funds, but at the same time we wanted a partner that would help us invest those funds and take on the fiduciary responsibility of the gifts that you give us. So that affiliation with the East Tennessee Foundation has helped us. If you don't know who that organization is, they're a foundation which has over 500 funds that they manage. I believe it's over $500 million of investments and funds that they manage. They also serve 25 counties in the eastern part of this state. So they're very vibrant, they're very smart in what they do, and they're exceedingly helpful to us because of their experience in working with community organizations. And one of our goals and guiding principles is to working with other organizations to make an impact in our community. Going back to the slides, the mission is we exist to help people in need. And if you see our tagline, we want to leave a legacy for better lives here in this community. We want to evaluate community needs, working with other organizations, meet unmet needs, and create opportunities, and I hope I do that today, create opportunities for charitable giving to the foundation and to other charities that are most important to you. We spent the considerable part of the early part of last year trying to focus on what are the most important things that we could pay attention to and support. And we came through and decided on 4 areas of support: early childhood literacy, support for seniors, the opioid crisis, and community enrichment. And the library, support for the library to us supports the community enrichment component. In early childhood literacy, we funded the Lenoir City Family Resource Center with a grant for books and activity kits for preschool children. The nice part about what you can do working with other organizations is the Family Resource Center in Lenoir City leveraged our gift with Dolly Parton's Imagination Library and increased a number of many times over the numbers of dollars and books that they could bring into the community. The support for seniors is obvious. We want to focus our attention on those people in our community that are in need, whether it's in Loudoun County or Monroe County. And the opioid crisis is a partnership with the East Tennessee Foundation. It's the most important critical thing that's going on in our country today, serious needs, and there's, if you don't think it's happening in Tellico Village or in Loudoun or Monroe County, it is. We do have a crisis, and we want to find a way that we could do our small part into solving that problem in East Tennessee, and then the community enrichment. If you make a gift to the Tellico Community Foundation, here's what we do with it. 60% of every gift that we receive we use for grant making, 40% is building an endowment so that 15 years from now, 20 years from now, there'll be an endowment that's managed by the East Tennessee Foundation that will continually have money for support of projects that exist at that point in time. Our newest grant is a partnership with an organization called the Senior Citizens Home Assistance Services. I'm going to make a request right now. We're looking, it's a project that will do an assessment for families to see what they need in order to live independently in their home. Many of the homes that we go into as firefighters, we can observe that there are some things that could be helped if everyone had an assessment and knew from a professional what they could do to continue to live independently. Unfortunately, because of our ethical requirements of not breaching any ethical or HIPAA violations, we can't identify those families as a firefighting organization or first responders. So my request of you is if you or anyone that you know of would value or could use a case assessment or case management, a free one through this grant with the Senior Citizens Home and Assistance Services, please let us know. You can find us on Tellico Life, and I wanted to say that Marcia Herzog is also a board member, as well as John Bordelon, and Jerry Fox is in the audience today. So please, if you know of a family, please advise them of this opportunity to receive a free assessment, whether it's to help them figure out what services they might need and how to access those services. We are asking for your help to do that. What can you continue to do for help? Consider making a gift to the foundation today. If it's not the foundation, to your favorite charity. As a society, America is the most generous society in the world. We give away over $300 billion a year in philanthropy and charity. And so please, if you're not considering a gift today, consider it tomorrow. But the library could use your support, as well as others, as well as our foundation. Tell your friends about the Tellico Community Foundation, that it exists. It's here to help them, and we'll find a way to support their favorite ideas. Attend one of our educational forums. Throughout the year, we are going to be sponsoring a series of forums to educate our community on what's going on in each of our 4 focus areas. And I saw a big raising of hands earlier. If you're 70, that's not 701/2. It's if you're 70 and a half and you have a traditional IRA, you have a significant opportunity to make gifts to your favorite charities right now. As you know, you have a required minimum distribution, and the law has been changed to a permanent opportunity that you can give away directly from your IRA to your favorite charity up to $100,000 at any point in time, and you can make it directly to that charity. We have some information on the table outside that you can access. It'll give you a step-by-step process. We advise you to talk to your financial advisors, but for seniors that have an IRA, it's so simple, and with the new tax law, you might not be able to take credit for your charitable deductions, but this is one way that you can receive support and a tax break in doing that. That's all I have. If you have any questions, we'll be waiting here for Ellen to close the show, I think, huh?